Hi, guys, and welcome to Ask Allie, your place for spiritual advice for busy people. Ask Allie is the longest running spiritual podcast on iTunes. I'm not restarting this again. I've restarted this first part 12 times because I cannot say this first paragraph. So, I've been helping people on iTunes since 2005. Okay? You can catch this podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, True FM, Google Play, and YouTube. I don't know why I'm having such a difficult time talking today. Could it be the heat and then it's 90 degrees and I've turned off all my fans but one and I'm melting? Could be. Bit dramatic, but could be. Nevertheless, today is Monday, May 28th, 2018. I want to thank you for tuning in and giving me a listen to. If you'd like to get a reading, find out more about me, or support the podcast, I'll leave the information below in the show's notes. And don't forget, if you like this episode, please rate it. I am having a very difficult time talking. I don't know why. Could be because I'm trying to suppress coughing. I've done a lot of coughing the past couple of weeks. The last few weeks, couple weeks of my day job was a bit stressful, and I took on extra driving, and so for extra germs, there's extra wee ones. I probably caught something from them. I don't know. But if I go into a coughing fit during this podcast, I'm going to apologize right up front. Okay. Happy Memorial Day for those in the United States. I want to thank everyone who has served this country and has passed on. So I hope you all, if you live in the United States or have relatives in the United States and they served for this country, I hope you give them a shout out today. I have a shout out for my grandpa Pavlik and his brother Bill. Both served in World War II. So my shout out for those two. Love you guys. I hope you're looking down happily upon me and saying, yay, look at her go. I don't know what they'd say. I'd probably get a lecture from my grandpa because I'm not married. That's probably where he'd be headed if him and I had a conversation. Oh well. So, meet Soulful Connections. I have extended the free premium upgrade until the end of June. So I really hope you take advantage of it. You can search other members for free, send emails for free, but the chat feature and video and audio and all that fun stuff is a premium feature, and I'm letting you guys try that out for free for a month. I'm going to be adding groups to the chat feature, an astrology group, a tarot group, a soulmate group, past lives group, to discuss those certain topics. So check it out. It's meetsoulfulconnections.com. Now, along with that website, I am starting Soul to Soul. It is a podcast or radio show, however you'd like to put it, that's reuniting soulmates one connection at a time. I'm going to be having it on Blog Talk, where I used to have my Allie show. It's going to be starting at noon on June 2nd, which is this Friday. It's only 30 minutes long. It is a call-in show for love and soulmate and dating advice. So please call in somebody so that I am not talking to myself the entire time. Because unlike here, where I know there are plenty of people who listen to me, it feels like I'll just be talking out into outer space. But I'm looking forward to doing it. The end game, you can call for advice. You can give a shout out to a soulmate or a love you haven't spoken to in a while. Give them a message. And when the show catches on, I want to add into it making a connection live on air. So one person would get chosen, and then three other people, kind of like the dating show. The person who's picking gets to ask questions, those people answer, and that person can pick one or none if they so choose, and then exchange information on Meet Soulful Connections, and you can talk from that point on. But, I thought it might be kind of nice, maybe give them each 6 months premium membership to talk and get their blossom their relationship. I don't know. It sounds like fun to me. I would like to do that. So that's the end game once the show takes off. But until then, it's dating advice and giving shout outs to those you miss. The topic, though, because of course I'll have a topic until it's just all call in. The anatomy of a soulmate will be this Friday. All right, so that information for Blog Talk Radio and stuff is also below in the show's notes. The Oracle card overview for this week. I am using the Gateway Oracle cards by Denise Lynn. Keep in mind, this is an overview. Each card doesn't necessarily apply to every person who listens. Okay, this podcast gets quite a bit of listens per week, and it's hard for a group of cards to represent everybody who listens. Right? Right. All right, so let's pick some cards, shall we? There's a card number 1, and card number 2, and how about a card number 3? All right. Put these over here. What do we got? This looks familiar. Huh. And they all go together. All right. So, Charlie, Gibbs, Abby, I can't see who it is. I may have to throw a shoe. But before I do that, card number 1, embarking on an adventure like a hobbit. Yes, I savor the wonders of the world. Be like Bilbo. Embark on an adventure. Now, when we embark on adventures, we usually go outside our comfort zone. If we stay inside our comfort zone, it's not actually an adventure. It's just maybe a nice day out. But this is an adventure. This is trying something new and exhilarating and exciting outside the zone. When you do this, next card that came up is following your bliss. And following your bliss means your soul sings for joy. It does. And I find that interesting. You embark on an adventure, go outside your comfort zone, and by doing that, you trigger something, and you end up following your bliss. Your soul's very happy. And when you go on an adventure and you follow your bliss, you end up soaring into joy. Now, I just chose these cards. I just shuffled them. I just picked them out. These are the cards we're getting. Childlike wonder fills my life. Remember when you're a kid and everything's kind of like, wow, look at that. That's what this is. You get that soaring into joy. You can feel your heart chakra open up. You can feel your chakra highway going bing, 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 and energy traveling up your body. That's what soaring into joy feels like. I like this card. Of course, I like this one, which first is embarking on an adventure. Next is following your bliss. And last, but certainly not least, soaring into joy. Yes, these are good cards, guys. Of course, all three go together, but they could be individually separate as well. Some of us will embark on a journey. Some of us may follow our bliss. And some of us may soar into joy. If this is broken up, there's still three nice separate compartments, right? Right. Okay. So this brings me to the topic of the week. Now, I know it seems like I'm going really fast and we're kind of like just zipping along today with this podcast, but I have been suffering through coughing fits. That doesn't mean I'm talking to you, phone. Suffering through, goodbye. Suffering through coughing fits. And I'm trying desperately to get through all of this before I do launch into another one because it'll disrupt everything. Okay. So, now I know quite.
Sorry, your request timed out.
I do not.
Try again.
I did not ask anything. You jumped into the middle of my conversation. I wasn't asking. Technology. So, the topic, 6 signs you worry too much about what others think of you. Now, this is a problem for a lot of people. And I admit I fall into this category. I'd say I used to fall in the category maybe 3 or 4 times a week. Now I'd say I'd fall into this category maybe once every couple weeks. Now I just don't care. If you don't like me, then that's your problem, not mine. But how do you know if you worry too much about what others think of you? I mean, I know we like people to like us, but there are people who are preoccupied by it. Are you one of them? Well, number 1, you want everyone to like you. And in that attempt to make sure that everyone likes you, you do and say things that aren't you. You try to fit in with the group. You're not living your authentic life, which, when you're not living your authentic life, you can feel that piece missing. You feel kind of blah and miserable, maybe kind of lonely. When you continuously do or say what others want, you're cheating yourself from what you want. It's impossible, absolutely impossible to please everybody all the time. That's number 1. Number 2, you can't say no. I can say no very easily nowadays. But before, you may have this trouble as well. When somebody asks you for a favor, you automatically feel obliged to say, yes, I will help you. Even if it will make you give up something you were truly looking forward to, if it might affect your job, might interfere with your family life, you jump right in because you have a hard time saying no because you don't want to let anybody down, and you don't want to let anyone down or disappoint you, or you don't want to disappoint them because then you worry they'll stop liking you. So you say yes. So you can't say no. 3, you are worried about what you say. You're constantly thinking about what you're going to say and your manner of speaking. You, of course, are your worst critic, and you constantly self-censor yourself. You take the safe route when you're having a conversation, and people may think you are quiet, the shy type, when you really are not. When you do it, you are sure to miss out on opportunities to share your opinions and ideas and to form new relationships. Number 4, you overanalyze yourself. Here, you're constantly trying to observe each and every one to check if anyone has noticed you falling short of their expectations, right? More importantly, you are trying to look at yourself from everybody else's angle. Doesn't that give you a headache? It would me. The constant worrying and thinking will never let you be satisfied with the way you are and the way you do things. Number 5, you don't take feedback very well. Even though deep down you know feedback is good for you and it will help you make improvements in your life and excel, you just can't really seem to deal with the feedback. Constructive criticism gets you down, which leads you to telling yourself that you're not good enough. Now, there's a difference between constructive criticism and someone being an ass. Okay? You can take constructive criticism, but anyone being an ass, you need to show them the door and then slam it on their ass. Okay? Number 6, you don't ask for help. You're not an island, people. We all need help. Even when you are taking yourself outside your comfort zone to prove yourself useful to others, you're hesitant to ask for anyone's help. You worry that you'll be judged for not being competent or capable enough to handle things on your own. We all need help. I ask for help quite a bit. I'm like, could you help me? If they say no, then they say no. That doesn't stop me from asking people, right? Right. So what happens if you see yourself in these 6 tips? Glad you asked. We will talk about next week on what to do if you worry too much about what other people say by focusing in on the 4 mind hacks that will help ease the worry. Yes. And here we are at the end, and I haven't gone into a coughing fit. It is all good. Thank you for joining me here at Ask Allie. If you like this episode, please rate it and tell your friends. The more people who listen, the more people hopefully can help have their aha moments. Join me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can find this at AskAlliePodcast.com or OutOfBodyEcstasy.com. You guys have yourself a wonderful week. I hope to see you on Soulful Connections, and I hope you check out my new show coming up this Friday. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.